Now we are on to...
We're on to Vanilla Rye.
Which is like, I mean, I could come up with a lot of different ways to describe what I think of this.
Well, let me tell you about it first of all, and that I didn't want to make another vanilla version because they made a version in 2010, and it's become one of the most storied versions of this beer. And everywhere you go, people go, "Please make Vanilla Rye again. I'll do anything." And really, you'll do anything? And then the conversation stops. Someone grabs me and pulls me away from it, which is good. So what I said this year was, and it's I've got a great job. I said, all right, damn it. I've been out on these migrations where we go to the other cities where people are well educated about Bourbon County Stout. They want this vanilla version. You know, we're going to give it to them, but we're going to give it to them in a new way. We are going to make a vanilla rye that is more complex and explores new boundaries with vanilla. And we did that by buying every vanilla bean that you could lay your fingers on. And we knew that we had to use some Madagascar bean. Madagascar is the typical generic bean, but we wanted to supplement that with some other bean that would add some character besides the very upfront stereotypical vanilla flavor. And we found that in a Mexican vanilla bean. The vanilla beans come from Mexico, so they've spread out all over the tropics. And we looked very carefully at Tahitian beans. For a while, I thought those were my favorite, and I was going to make a big stink about it. But then we tasted vanilla we tasted Tahitian beans versus Mexican beans, and blind, and the vanilla bean from Mexico won hands down. The problem with the Tahitian beans is they look so succulent. They look so rich and decadent, and just they're fat, and they've got this sheen on their skin. You just want to. I mean, if no one was around and you had one of those beans, you just rub it all over your body and just run around your house with no clothes on. That's what you do with it because it looks so beautiful. Anyway, but it turns out this scrawny, shriveled Mexican beans tasted better in the beer, so we went with them. So it's a mixture of Madagascar beans so that people recognize it as vanilla, but also deeper flavors that come from the Mexican bean. Well, I think
this is unbelievable.
This will certainly sell out very quickly. People are going to flip their lids over this. I think I think the beer that was made in 2010 was gorgeous beer, but this I think is
not fair.
Well, it's not fair.
This isn't fair.
It's not fair, and we spent a lot of time getting this right. And I'm very pleased with the flavor of where this came out. And we used some new techniques on this beer, some new techniques that will help us dial in flavors. So we were able to dial in the flavor without simply adding vanilla to the casks. We added vanilla to the casks, but we used a technique to extract the vanilla flavor left that came out of the casks, and it worked wonderfully well.
Can you talk about this technique, or is this top secret stuff? And you'd have to.
I'm getting. Let's talk about it later, okay? I'm kind of.
We're kind of at the end of the Bourbon County list here.
Yeah,
my words are
really
beginning to. My S's are starting to turn.
It's not really. It's a technique that some people are using for extracting dry hop aroma We sort of used a torpedo-like device, but it's not a hop torpedo. It was a vanilla torpedo. Yeah, kind of sounds like a band from the '60s, doesn't it?
Vanilla torpedo. Yes. Yeah. Okay.